What's up? I'm Ashley, and we're going to be breaking down Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 2. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And with that being said, we're going to start things off in the wilderness. And since Mari fell in the hole, she want to cry and scream for help now. Coach Ben said, "Shut up! That's enough." She thinks she broke her knee, but since she can move her toes, her knee is just out of place. So Coach Ben tells her to push it back in. And you know she gotta bring out the dramatics. Boo hoo this, boo hoo that, shut up. He said, "Come on, just do it. Hurry up, do it now." So after all that screaming and yelling, she finally pushes her knee back in place. So since she can walk again, she want to know how she can get out. She's begging for Coach to help her, talking about you can't leave me in here. Yeah, he can. Then she says whatever was screaming last night could eat her. Good. So I'm guessing the trees were at it again, yelling and screaming. And that's probably the same screaming the others heard that same night. She tells him, "Come on, let me out. I don't even think you burned down our cabin." He said, "What? The cabin burned down?" She was like, "Yeah. It was burning for days. How you not know? You didn't even smell it?" He claims he didn't smell it, and he claims he didn't burn the cabin down. But what y'all think? Because I thought it was him, but then I thought that could be too obvious and could have been someone in the group. So he ends up helping her out the hole with the ladder and a rope. Once she gets out, she thought she was good. She thought she was going back home. Psych. He tied her right on up. Arms tied, rope around her neck, then he covered her eyes up. And I'm like, girl, where is the same energy you have for Shauna? He only got one leg. All you gotta do is push him down. What's wrong with her? She wanna be captured. He says he's taking her with him because he don't want to get ate up. Since they think he burned down the cabin. And I don't blame him. But come on, girl. All you gotta do is kick his one good leg. He takes her to the cave he's been staying in this whole time, and she's just running her mouth about how they didn't kill Javi, he just saved them, but they're not even eating each other anymore because Akila is raising ducks and Jen is out there hunting. And they're gonna come looking for me, and you just wait until I tell everybody. You set up a Silence of the Lambs trap in the woods and took me prisoner. I'm starting to think you really did set the fire. But once he gave her that hot chocolate, she shut up real quick. But out of all people, Mari does not deserve any hot chocolate. Even when Coach Ben started talking to himself, talking about, "I'm trying to keep her quiet, I'm just trying to think," she did stop for a second and look at him, but she just kept on drinking that hot chocolate. Coach Ben has been losing his mind for a while now, and it's only going to get worse. They did decide to go out and look for Mari. Natalie wants Shauna to go, but Shauna said, "I'm not looking for her. F Mari," and went back into her little hut. They decide Misty and Natalie will go out together, and Van and Thaisa will go. Travis wants to go with Van and Thaisa, but here come Lottie. "I need Travis for something." I'm like, "Oh my God, girl, what now?" She wants him to take more mushrooms since the wilderness is talking to him. She don't care about Mari. She care about what the trees gotta say. While Misty and Natalie were out there, Misty was just not shut up. Natalie told her, when me and Travis would come out here, we wouldn't even talk. But of course, Misty didn't take the hint. She don't even know what a hint is. And she's so delusional, telling Natalie that she's happy she can be a bright light for her with her breakup with Travis since her and Coach Ben set a good example by ending things so gracefully. Girl, you were never with Coach Ben. But as they're walking, they find this trap that Coach Ben set up. So obviously, Misty thinks that they should go that way, but Natalie deflects and says, "No, we need to go west." Misty's like, "What you talking about? You said you wanted to go south to get some berries for Mari." Natalie was like, "No, we're going west." Misty thinks that's suspicious. And when she got back to camp, she told Shauna, "I think Natalie knows where Coach Ben is." Shauna's like, "Who else did you tell?" She's like, "No one." Good. Keep it that way. You already know Shauna about to use this against her because she want to be the leader. While Thaisa and Van are out there looking for Mari, they hear Travis scream. So they go to see what's going on, and it's him tripping out again, saying, "No, I don't want to see them. They're trying to get inside me." Lottie's telling him, "It doesn't want to hurt you. It doesn't want to hurt you." But Travis done had enough. He threw her down on the ground and put her in a chokehold, grabbed her up by the neck. Thaisa and Van had to get him off of her. But Lottie's cuckoo self is smiling. She think it's funny. She want him to keep going. But they're like, "No, that's enough. He already been through enough. Stop." So later on, Akila is kind enough to bring Travis a duck to try to calm his nerves. But here go Lottie again. She just won't give it up. And she's still holding that mushroom tea, talking about we gotta know what it wants so we can make it happy. He's just like, "I can't do it again. I don't want to." So to get her off his back, he told her, it told me it doesn't want me and that someone else here is already closer to it. That's why the animals trust her. And looks over at Akila. Now how Akila get in it? Lottie about to be stressing out Akila. Just over there lying and about to have Akila caught up and probably dead. Once I saw Shauna digging up her baby's grave, I said, girl, please let the dead rest. But once I saw that she moved it to a secret grave, I said, oh, okay, makes sense. Because don't nobody need to be knowing where my baby's grave is. Everybody out here crazy. Don't need nobody getting any ideas. Out there having some bone stew. When she goes back to visit, she notices that someone put some flowers on the grave, but then she hears a noise in the bushes and it's Melissa. I'm like, what's she doing out in the bushes? She a little creep too. Melissa said since she couldn't sleep and it's crazy out here, she thought they should stick together, so she followed her. Shauna tells her, he's my baby. No one has a right to my baby. Melissa's scared now. She's like, you're resilient, and that's what we need out here. Shauna threw her up against the tree, put a knife to her neck, and said, if you tell anybody about this, I'll kill you. And then as she was about to say, I'ma gut you out, Melissa kisses her. Shauna liked it, so Shauna kissed her again. And I'm like, okay, random, but okay. And with the editing and overlapping that was going on at the same time, with seeing present day Shauna on the phone with the people from the restaurant, I think they're trying to tell us that Hilary Swank's character will be playing the adult Melissa. But let me know what y'all think. Moving on to present day. Van is telling Thaisa she's feeling bad about the dine and dash and how she's thinking about going back later on today to pay their bill, and jokes about how it was all Thaisa's fault anyway, and how she's probably wearing a wire. So Thaisa trying to get a little freaky, she's like, let me see if you're wearing a wire, which makes Van step on a piece of glass. I'm like, dang, Thaisa ain't nothing but bad luck. So since Van has cancer and she can't be playing around with a cut on her foot, they decide that she'll just go to urgent care while Thaisa takes care of the bill at the restaurant. When Thaisa gets to the restaurant, she's like, I forgot to pay and my wife has cancer. She wants to pay with cash because she doesn't want anyone to know who she is. But the lady tells her they only take card. She's hesitant, but she gives her card anyway. Once she looks up the transaction, she's shook and she says, it's been a weird day. I'm just filling in. Let me get somebody to help me do this. And she goes to the back. While she's in the back, Thaisa starts looking around. She sees this shrine of her waiter from last night. So she asks this other waiter, what happened? She tells her he had a heart attack right outside. Thaisa instantly knows it's all her fault. The lady comes back from the back with the man that looked like he could have been the chef and starts pointing at her. Thaisa not trying to go to jail. She Thaisa Turner. So she took her card and got out of there. Then she ends up at a church service where she throws the restaurant's card in a fire. I guess that was her way of getting rid of all the evidence. When she gets back home that night, she lies to Van and tells her that things at the restaurant went good. But you can tell that Van most likely lied to her too when she told her that things went good at urgent care. Shauna is trying to get out of going to a work dinner with Jeff, trying to find every excuse in the book not to go. And just when she was about to drag Callie into it, someone rings the doorbell, and when they go to see who it is, it's Cuckoo Lottie. Shauna said, nope, absolutely not. Get your stuff and get off my lawn, and slammed the door in her face. But when she knocks again, Shauna opens it, and Lottie just makes her way in, and she says, thank you for inviting me into your home. Shauna said, this is not an invitation. This is only so the neighbors won't call the cops when they spot some goop sorceress rambling about the tree spirits. Lottie says since she was placed on a psychiatric hold that they called on her, she doesn't have anywhere to go. Shauna don't care. She's like, get out. But then here comes Callie talking about obviously we should let her stay. Obviously, you need to go mind your business. So they have a family meeting and decide to let her stay just for that night. Misty is still taking Natalie's death hard, and she's even sleeping with her jacket. So Walter is kind enough to bring her breakfast in bed, but she don't want it. I don't know if that's her depression or what, but me, I'm eating that up. Then she gets a call from Shauna wanting her to come over at 6 o'clock. Walter said, did she even return your call from last night? No. Did she even acknowledge that you called her last night? No. That's not a real friend. Then Misty starts rambling on about how no one keeps track of when who needs who. I'm overdue for a one-on-one with one of the incredible women that I owe my life to. Now, why does she think she owe her life to her? Maybe because she's the reason why they didn't get rescued? That and she's just crazy and desperate. I mean, she does think Shauna is incredible. When she does make her way over to their house, Callie is reluctant to letting her in. So you're scared of Misty, but not Lottie? Make it make sense. When Misty sees Lottie, she's thinking this is an intervention because she's been drinking. But girl, don't nobody care about you. She finds out Shauna just got her over there to babysit. She wants Misty to keep Callie and Lottie from talking to each other. But so much for that, because here go Lottie creeping in Callie's room, just walked right on in there, didn't even knock. What's wrong with you, tree girl? Misty comes through and she gets Lottie to go alphabetize the cabinets with her. How fun. So while Misty is trying to alphabetize the mac and cheese, Lottie keeps going on about how Natalie's death was exactly how it was intended to be. It wasn't hers or Misty's fault. We offered it what it wanted. We gave it to him. Misty looked at her and said, they just let you right out the hospital, huh? But here comes Callie, again not knowing how to mind her business, saying she wants to have a sleepover and wants to have some rum milk punch. Lottie thinks this is a good idea, but Misty is like, no, I'm hungover. She's medicated, hopefully, and you're like 15 or something. Callie's like 17, as if that's even better. She don't need no alcohol, especially with Shauna being her mama. She don't need nothing more affecting her brain. But once they find out Misty has never been to a sleepover before, she's easily talked into it. While they're playing Truth or Dare, Callie thinks if she gets them drunk enough, they'll tell her what it is and if they ate each other out there or not. But it's not working. When Callie gets up to go to the kitchen, she spikes Misty's drink, and it knocked her right on out. I think she's purposely trying to get close to Lottie because she knows Lottie's crazy. She thinks she can manipulate Lottie and get her to tell her what happened out there. So since Misty is on the couch knocked out, Callie and Lottie are watching reality shows and doing each other's hair. While at this work dinner, Jeff is trying to get his furniture into these two guys' hotel. But Shauna is constantly on the phone the whole time, and you can tell that it's getting on their nerves. They even make a comment about her being on her phone, and she thinks that's just wild. Like, why would anyone make a comment about me being on the phone the whole time? But she's trying to get an update from Misty, but Misty having fun, she getting drunk and knocked out. Shauna decides to get up and go to the bathroom to try to call Misty, but it's still no answer. So then she decides to go and sit in the bathroom stall. Then someone comes inside and stands right in front of her bathroom stall. And before leaving, they turn out the lights. Shauna ran out with her knuckle rings on and her phone flashlight, but they were already gone. Whoever this person was left the phone in another bathroom stall and it starts ringing, but it has no caller ID. So Shauna takes this phone and she hands it in to one of the workers. When she gets back to the table, the two guys want to know what's going on with her. Why did she leave the table like that? What was she doing with that worker? But Shauna's just like, mind your business. Let's talk about something else. I don't know if they were triggered with all this, but they were about to say no to Jeff's deal. So that's when Shauna stepped in and she read one of them to filth, called him a painful little boner, and told him that he was nothing. Jeff don't need him. Jeff and his furniture is way too good for you. And I'm glad she did that because they were douchey anyway, and I have a feeling they were going to tell him no even if Shauna was acting right. But Jeff is mad and he blames Shauna for losing out on this deal. When Shauna gets home, she calls the restaurant to see if anyone has claimed the phone. But they're like, why, weirdo? But Shauna just won't let up and she demands to speak to the manager. And that's a callback to Callie saying she gives off, I want to speak to the manager energy because she sure do. They end up telling her that yes, someone did claim the phone. And I think it's Melissa. Again, because of the whole editing that was going on at the same time. It was present day Shauna on the phone, then we would see teen Shauna holding teen Melissa at knife point. But before that phone call, Shauna comes home and she finds Lottie and Callie hanging out and doing each other's hair. She goes straight to Misty in the kitchen, who's knocked out, and wants to know why she didn't keep them apart, but Misty just throws right up on the counter. She's like, oh my God, Misty, do you really have a drinking problem? And she wouldn't do anything if she did. So Misty stumbles on home and Walter's like, you're drunker than you were last night. I can't believe Shauna will let you get in the car and drive. That's not your real friend. She said, Shauna's not the boss of me, and you not either. He said, you tell me if you were on drugs, right? She's like, stop it. I can't take no more. You're always hovering over me, trying to tell me what to do. Don't you have friends? I have friends. Go find something else to do. Maybe we shouldn't even be together. So he's like, no, Misty, no, I'm sorry. And she just throws him right on out the house. Walter does have a point. Those are not your friends, but Misty is not trying to hear it. She's just so desperate for a friend. But girl, you don't got no friends. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.